What's going on, my friends? Eddie Walker here. Today, I'm going to try to finish a track, so we'll see. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so as most of us usually have, we have just a bunch of loops sitting around in our in our project folders. So here is the loop that I have currently. Okay. First thing I'm gonna do, just off jump, is just do a bunch of copies of this section, and we may mute and unmute, delete some things, add different instruments, give some texture, just something to help us move the song along. So I'm gonna try out a few things and let's see what I come up with. Okay, so what I have so far, I kind of wanted to start it with an intro, and I wanted to go into maybe a verse section. So something that I'm just kind of establishing a groove and just kind of giving an idea of what the song is going to be. I don't have any lyrics or anything for this. I'm just imagining someone singing over this. So that section that I have the electric piano, I kind of want that to play as a kind of pre-chorus, but it feels like it's too low. Like there's not enough really happening there. So I'm going to try and find a different sound that kind of lends itself to saying, hey, something is coming next. So let me try to find some other sound, and then I'll come back to you and let you hear what I did. Okay, so I think I found a really good sound for this. I wanted to point out something that is a really helpful tool inside of Logic Pro. So I changed the color of this second instrument so that I could see where both of these are kind of lining up on the piano roll, and I changed my view to set note color based off of the region color. That way I can see where the different pads are lining up. So the E piano is going to be green, and the extra pad that I'm adding is going to be this light blue color. So now you can see how I'm not having chords that are going to be playing on top of each other, basically being kind of redundant. So I know now that I have something in a different register that's going to translate a little bit better because it's not playing in the same area. I may take these lower notes though and basically make an inversion of each of these so that there's not a whole lot of overlap, and there's a little bit more clarity on my sounds as they play together. Let's hear how that sounds now. Okay, so now that pre-chorus has a little bit more of a push towards what I'm going to make into the chorus, which kind of has all the elements together. On top of having this chorus, I feel like there need to be other elements to help kind of emphasize that this is the chorus. So I'm going to add some more elements there, and once again, let you hear it afterwards. That's what I'm feeling. Let's try that. Let's try see if that sound works. Let's maybe take the delay down on that one. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. I got it right the first time. I'm just gonna duplicate it. While I'm thinking about it, sometimes there is an urge to quantize, but if I were to quantize this, I'm just gonna give an example, I would lose all of the feel in it. Sometimes you need to know when you should quantize and when you should leave it alone. Sometimes you just need to leave it alone because that's where the feel is. And if you do quantize, not to say that you can't get not that you can't get feel using quantization, but you definitely have to work a lot harder at it, and you lose a lot of the humanity if you just kind of keep it where it is. So I'm just gonna give you an example. Let me change my grid so we can see where everything's kind of lining up here. Okay. Most of these hits are near 16ths. And most of the hits are ahead of the bar, which means this lead line is kind of pushing forward. But if I were to quantize all of these, I can see, I know just from experience that like all the feel is gone. Let's play from right here. I'm going to undo that. And let's find something for that second half of what I'm going to call this, the chorus. So here's my headspace here. I wanted something that added just a little more rhythm, and most likely in the mix, this isn't going to be as forward as we're hearing it now, but just getting the concept of getting something that adds a little more movement, because again, this is my chorus. I want there to be a little more action. Okay, so now I need to make a differentiation from our verse one. So first one, we had the kind of main kind of key part, and then the bass came in, and we took out a lot of the extra percussion in the drums. Let's try something different. Let's try just going in with the bass and none of the kind of main key part. Let's hear how that sounds coming off of the chorus. Okay, so I went through the verse and the next pre-chorus. I think in the second pre-chorus, I want to add some other element. I'm thinking an arpeggio. Trim, and then I want the note in, let's see, note into the, let's see, following notes. I think that's what I'm looking for. Overlaps, let's keep. Awesome. So as you can see, that that I just went to is going to allow for all the notes to basically go to the edge of their respective bars. And then especially for an arpeggiator, you want that so that you're able to, hear the chords hit the way they're supposed to. So I know I definitely want something different for this next chorus. Maybe it's not a chordal or melodic instrument. Maybe some more kind of percussion type things to give it a little boost. I'm going to go into Apple Loops and see what we can find. Something that I like to use a lot is go in here and look for topper. Kind of like this one. See how that sounds. Okay, yeah, I feel like that added a little bit more. I think I'm gonna stop here. Whether this becomes an instrumental or someone actually sings over it, I think I've left enough room for someone to write to it or whatever. So I guess this turned more into a little bit of music production and arranging. There it is. All right, my friends, hopefully you learned something new today about music production, about arranging, or even about Logic Pro. Let me know in the comments if anything helped you out, or if there's anything else that you would like to see on this channel as it pertains to music production, Logic Pro, and I will do my very best to make videos that help serve you guys. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow all the channels. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I am on YouTube. Eddie the Music Producer, can't miss me. Same picture for every single profile. And as always, stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep on creating. We'll see you next time.